Now that we have created our arrays, let's go ahead and start placing some values in it. Now remember, step one was declaring our arrays. No matter which type, either heap or stack memory, the good news is placing the value in the array is exactly the same for either one of them. So that's the good news when it comes to that. It's going to be something of your array name, what index value you want, and then having the equal sign to set the value that you're going to place in it. Now, each data type is going to be slightly different on getting things out of there, but it's not too crazy about it. You can change a value at any time in an array. It is not stuck in stone. You can change it anytime. So if you wanted to, I think, let's see, I think I do it in one of these, but I'll double check this. The only thing that I'm basically showing you in these four major data types that we have in C++ is just the overall setup. Notice that a double and an integer, there really isn't too much different except for the double's got the point on it. You might want to have a 12.65, something of that nature. An integer is just going to be a straight up integer. You put a dot in there, something's going to be screwy with it. A string, you're going to have double quotes in the front and the back of each of the string. And then with a character, you're going to have those single quotes that are behind it. But notice the overall setup for all of these has an equal sign, has the name of the array, has the index number. All of them are very, very consistent when it comes to this. One spot I did want to show you is that we had set names of 1 equals Ackman. Later on, I could set it to something else, which is good and bad. You've got to be careful about this. I reset that index number 1 now to Munson. There's nothing wrong with that. Data changes all the time, but that's how easy it is to change it from one value to another. You just reassign it, use that same index number, give it a new value, and voila, it's done. So the question I've got for you here is I made a mistake in set points, which is here. The third game element should be 18. How do I fix it with the code? Now notice, by the way, this is not meant to be a super tricky when it comes to the code, but there's always going to be some test question that tells you, okay, the third element, what index is that? Well, remember, we start off at 0, that's 1, 2, and then 3. So the third element is really index number 2. So I would go ahead and change that, and you see the code coming up here. I would change the set points of index 2 to 18 from there. So just be careful on the element numbers as well.